Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. Good day. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you guys are getting ready and geared up for the weekend. It's very important to start to unwind. It's been a long week for many of us, I'm sure. So let's start to unwind and chill out. This week's episode comes as a result of last week's episode. Last week we were talking about marketing your business on an economic downturn. And one of the steps that I talked about was making sure that you're top of mind. And I gave some strategies of doing that. But it was mostly based around search and searching and based around search marketing and also promoting your content on social media. Now today, I want to dive in a little bit about that because I want to share with you one of my favorite topics in terms of making sure that you're top of mind, in terms of making sure that we're providing value to our customers, and that is Facebook retargeting specifically. There are different types of retargeting, but today I want to dive into some Facebook retargeting strategies that I think that are very important for you to incorporate into your business, and if you have not done so already. Now, before we get started, remember, folks, you can always reach me at info@lbmsllc.com if there is a topic that you want to know about. You own a local business, you've tried something, it doesn't work, etc., and you want me to maybe create an episode for it, please write into info@lbmsllc.com, and we'll get into adding that to our program. Also, if you want to be a guest, if you're a business owner, you want to be a guest, and you have something that you want to share, even if you're a digital marketer yourself, and there's a particular expertise that you have that I probably am not sharing on the show, and you want to be on the show, again, email info@lbmsllc.com. If you want us to evaluate your website, if you're a local business, you're an attorney, a chiropractor, a dentist, etc., you want us to give you a free evaluation of how your marketing is going, reach out to us, and we'll take care of that as well. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive into today's content. And the title of today is How to Incorporate a Facebook Ads Retargeting Strategy into Your Marketing. So, retargeting, so for those of you who don't, I think a lot of people who are listening to me already know this, but just in case I have a few new listeners, retargeting is when if you have a website visitor and they've done nothing, they just visited your website, and they didn't take an action, you can actually show them a different ad, maybe a video or a different ad or a different image, etc. So that's what retargeting is all about. And typically you can get that traffic a little less expensive than the original traffic when you capture it. So That's what retargeting is. So before we get into the strategy of retargeting, first I want to walk you through setting up your Facebook retargeting campaign. Because without that, really, I'm going to get a little technical on this. I know a lot of times during my podcast, I don't get technical, but I feel like I'll be doing you a disservice if I don't get a little technical, in case you have not done this yourself yet. Okay, you never know. Maybe some of you have done so, but I'm not sure of that. So let me make sure and I capture it. So setting up your Facebook retargeting campaign. So first, we'll go over the two steps. So first, you have to set up a Facebook account for business ads. You go to business.facebook.com to do that. And then you want to log into your ads manager and select audiences. That's very important. Those are the first two steps. So you can select audiences from a drop-down menu of a tab that's called Business Manager. So just select audience from there. Click on Create Audience. So I hope you're taking notes, guys. Remember to take notes or download this episode and repeat it over and over again. Click on Audience and choose Custom Audiences. Okay? So in order to retarget, you need to reach those who visited your site. Therefore, you'll want to select website traffic. So when you see that thing pop up, you want to select something that says website traffic. Then you select your target audience. So here, you'll have the option of targeting different groups of website visitors. You can either choose to target anyone who's visited your site, or you can choose a group or combination of groups based on different factors, like when they visited or what specific page they visited. For instance, if you have a specific page that you want to draw attention to, like maybe there's a page where you had an event, you only want to retarget to people who went to your events page, and maybe market to them. That's an example. Okay, so number 5, you want to select a date range and name your campaign. So let's go back to the specific event page example I had you earlier. So let's say you want to track people who went to this event page, they've gone there, they're probably interested in that event, but they did nothing. So you want to select that audience and then name that campaign, XYZ campaign event page visitors or something like that. So then number 6, you want to get your pixel code and add it to your website for tracking. So for those of you who don't know, but you probably know this, Google, I have Google in my head today. I don't know why. Facebook has a pixel, and that pixel actually tracks website activity based on when they came from Facebook or not. On another episode, I'll probably walk you through that whole pixel thing. But this is probably something that you already know already. But if there's a need and you really need to understand that whole pixel thing, shoot me an email and we'll send you a video on how to do that. But that's real simple. So next, you want to go to audiences section of the ads manager and locate the retargeting campaign that you just created. So basically, you just created a retargeting campaign for this events page. So once you select it, click Actions, and then View Panel for the drop-down menu. So there you'll see your pixel code, okay? And then from there, you want to place that pixel code on your website. So that's how you actually do that. Again, we can walk you through that on a video. Send us an email, info@lbmsllc.com, and we'll take care of that. Okay? Now, it's time to retarget, basically. Once you've done those steps I just talked about, you can target now. Now it's time to retarget it. Okay? You got to remember that no retargeting campaign is successful without engaging content. There goes that word again. I know you guys are probably sick of me hearing me talk about content, but content marketing is key. So your next step is to decide what groups of prospects you want to target and how you'll gear your strategy to draw them in. Okay, so you gotta think about this. You gotta think like a marketer. I mean, if you're not a marketer, I know it's hard, but you gotta think like one. Think about what drew you in to anything that you've purchased. So anyway, so for example, you want to target those who view your landing page by but click the way through engaging further with click the way without engaging further with your website. So let's say they went in, they stayed there 5 seconds, they clicked away. Then you've got for that you've got to create ads with CTAs that reach this group. Like try to find out why they clicked away. So if you want to reach those who added items to their cart, let's say you have something that you purchased that you want them to purchase, then you want to make sure that your ads language draws those potential customers back in. So that's what I mean by you got to make sure that your content is tight. So make sure that your content speaks to the action that they're taking. So once you have your whole retargeting set up properly, you'll be able to know who's who went to this page, who went to that page, etc., etc. Okay. So I want you to try one of these Facebook retargeting strategies. Here's where I need you to, grab a pen and paper again and remember when you download this to have your pen and paper ready, okay? So you want to tell your story. So here's what I mean. Maybe you want to retarget those who engaged with your website but didn't make a purchase. You want to retarget them with a video where you tell the story of your brand. Give them a behind the scenes look into your day to day, or maybe let them in on the inspiration behind your startup. Telling a story is great. It's a great way to re-engage hesitant customers, and it's a less pushy way to create brand awareness too. So that's one way I can tell you that you can use retargeting. Okay, another way you could remind them of their almost buy. So a lot of people laugh when I say this, and that's why I'm chuckling, because I remember I've actually spoke on stage about this very same thing. So I remember the chuckles that I've had, so I'm kind of remembering that. So excuse me. But we've all been there. We're just about to make a purchase, and then when we decide against that, for some reason we decide against it. So maybe we can't justify spending the money, whatever, tons of excuses. Or maybe we're considering purchasing something similar somewhere else. No no matter what the reason, customers don't scroll through your product page if they're not interested in buying from you. That's the key that you always have to remember. So don't get discouraged. So if you want to retarget those who have scanned through your product pages and those who have then gone so far as to, add them to your cart, simply, create this custom audience for those actions, and then exclude those who visited your order confirmation page, since they clearly already purchased from you. So there's a way in Facebook where you can exclude that. So now you want to create an ad that draws your customer back in to ultimately make the purchase. So those are the ideas that you want to start thinking of how you're going to do that. Another thing you want to do is you want to welcome back prior customers. So, maybe you've got an audience who've purchased a while back, but haven't been around for, a few weeks or even a few months. All right. So if you can draw these customers back with a simple ad targeted towards prior customers, that's a win-win. Tell them, you missed their business and offer them some kind of, can't say no incentive or something like that, or, to bring them back into the fold. Something that's going to initiate another activity from them. Okay. So that's it. I mean, that's really all you got to do. I mean, now it's just time to get started with retargeting, basically. Retargeting is one of those, to me, in a way, this is just my opinion. Retargeting is one of the best marketing tools to help you realize increased conversions and sales, and really hone in on who your customer avatar is. For those of you who have my book, you understand this. And even if you haven't had the books, I'm sure you've heard that term before. But in the book, I talk a lot about understanding who your customer is. And a lot of the times, if most of your purchases come from retargeting, you know a certain behavior about this customer. So it helps you, because it helps you then market to them, so that way they don't have to have that, reminder all the time to come back and back and back and back. So that, I hope that really helps you. So let's retarget it. Let's retarget. I'm okay. Let's recap. So once you've set up your retargeting pixel and you've set up your retargeting audience, and the strategy that you're going to use, meaning that if there are people who visit a certain page, or maybe it's the whole page, or maybe if they've been on the page for more than, if they've visited more than 2 pages, once you know what marketing message you want to deliver based on those actions, you want to do 3 simple things. You want to tell your story. You want to remind them of their almost buy, if that's the case, right? Or you want to welcome back prior customers. So those are only 3 things that you got to do based on how you set up your pixels. So if you do that correctly, folks, you will have a great retargeting campaign. I hope you really enjoyed this episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. As I said prior, if you have any content ideas that you are looking for us to talk about, if you want us to maybe help you guys with any kind of marketing help or anything like that for your local business, reach out. We'll be happy to help and happy to do as much as we can. But that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there, folks. Take care, and bye for now.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.